Hello. We've made it.
Hello.
2 minutes
Two minutes.
early. Ollie's like,
Nice.
let's go live now. Hi. We are excited today because we have finally published our first edition. Thanks for pushing me, Ollie, to get this done. Thanks for
No,
working with
thanks
me
for
on. Yeah.
like a lot of
Yeah.
things have happened over the last 2 days, right? And show
Serious.
us some cool stuff.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and share our screen here. Just to share really quick. So this is it. We got the brand a little bit updated. As you know, with any brand, you can always refine it along the way as you build your brand. And thanks to our partners at Launch Tally, shout out to Eddie for helping us push this through. I'm just going to go ahead and put in a plug. For those of you who haven't heard, they are all about being a resource for tech companies and a hub for connecting everybody in the community that's all about tech. So if you sign up for a newsletter, you'll see more and learn more about them. And thank you so much for supporting our first newsletter. What do you think, Ollie? I know you saw different versions of this.
So it's editors at CityClips or editor? Is it one editor or editor?
I made it because I knew that there would be both of us. And
Okay, so editors.
So,
I just okay. No, but okay, let's go up. Let's go slowly with the newsletter. So, starting with the content. Okay, quick summary in today's edition. Here's what's happening. We've launched CityClips and then local to residents wins. Yeah, that was an interesting someone. Okay, I liked it. First of all, the use of graphics is good. I think it's reasonable. Um, One thing probably we want to know. I'll tell you how do I analyze this. Okay, let me share my screen. How about I share my screen?
yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. So there's something in MailChimp called the click map. Have you ever seen it? So basically in MailChimp, you can go and figure out how did people interact with you. Now, of course, we did not publicize much about our newsletter, so we only still have 10. But let's assume we have 100 or we have 1,000, then you can, because then the numbers will start to make sense because you will start to see where what people are interested in. So these are all the links that we shared in the email. Okay. But if you go, interestingly, if you go on view click map, so what you will see where did people click exactly. So you see over here, 2 people have clicked on the logo, the website. One has clicked on launch tally. Then more importantly, it's not about who clicked what, but more importantly, you will start to see. So this link had 0 clicks. This link had 1 click. Okay, that's interesting. So someone was interested in this. So people will want to see more about YouTube or a YouTube link to watch the video. Okay, then 0, 0, and then keep going. There's another click somewhere. Okay, and there's a click over here. Like the more you will see where people are clicking, and especially if there's a bigger number, you will see that which links are people clicking on more, and then you will start to understand some segments what people are interested in, like potentially I don't know, maybe YouTube videos, maybe I don't know, like links about travel, maybe, and you will see all of the links that never get clicked, and you will start to reform and improve your newsletter accordingly and the content accordingly. But that is very important. This is something I used to look at every single day for like the first year or so. Every time I launch it, I go on the click map and I watch it. Now there's different ways of doing this, but I like the click map. It's very visual, but also you can just look at this and see that these are the links that were clicked on.
Wow, that's really cool. So you go to, for those of
So
you who can't
basically, if
see
we
me,
start
maybe.
from the beginning, you go to campaigns. On the
Mm-hmm.
campaign, you can see over here. So this is the open rate, and this is how many clicks. If you click on it, no, or I think if you click on view report, then the internet works.
Yeah.
What's
Campaigns,
happening?
you said, and then you click on the internet or you view report.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
mine's
there is.
pulling up.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's doing the same. I don't know if it's a MailChimp thing, but yeah, mine is opening. And so you click on click performance.
Yeah, or you
Oh, there
just
it is.
click.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, you go on clicked, and then it will give you the main option will be this one. So
Mm-hmm.
just showing you a table of clicks. But then if you click on view click map, then you have this cool view.
Nice. Does it only
It's
track?
very useful when you're sending to a lot of people because you will not be able to capture what the table is
Right.
not helpful. And then you will start to understand even some kind of behavioral stuff like are people like one thing about behavioral that I used to do, we would always put an interesting link at the end. And it's very interesting for us to see how many people get to the end and actually click on it because this tells me that they went through the whole newsletter. Now, if you ask me about my intuition, I think our newsletter is still long and it's a bit too
Yeah.
much text over here. It's just a feeling, an intuition. But again, as long as there's people clicking here, then maybe we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the kind of
Yeah.
thinking that probably we need to go through every single day to improve our content every day. It's not a
Right.
one-way street. Even if people
It's
do
really
not shop,
tempting.
huh?
I was saying it's really tempting because you find out new things or cool things you want to share. So it's like, but that's why it's nice if it is daily, then you don't have to put in as much, maybe. I know our target goal is 2 times a week for
Yeah.
now. Um, but yeah, I mean, but I think the local news does the cycle doesn't change as much. And then, there's more interesting things statewide and regionally. So that's why we wanted to put that and include that.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, I know typically from my general and broad understanding of marketing, like 6% open rate is industry standard, isn't it? And anything above that is
Oh,
pretty good.
no, we have an average 30% open.
I know for you, right?
Yeah, but even other newsletters, I think it depends on the type of newsletter. Like if it's a marketing newsletter, means sorry. Just 1 second.
Okay. While takes care of that, and here, let me see. And we'll wait for him to come back. I would say that, yeah, for brand newsletters, that typically is a good open rate, 6%. And generally for direct mail, I know it's 1%. So, yay, he's back.
So sorry.
It's okay. I wasn't
Someone
sure.
was talking about our kids and I
It's
forgot
fine. Are
about it.
you okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry. For regular newsletters, like I don't know, marketing newsletters, if you're just advertising about the products or a sale, etc., and you keep doing this, like the normal marketing newsletters, these probably get an open rate of 5%, but they have a higher click rate because if whoever opens it is actually interested in the sale or whatever, then they will go ahead and click on it to go to the website and find out the sale. So they have low open rate but high click-through rate. On the other hand, news or updates or specialized newsletters like the Morning Brew, the Hustle, and like Jareed and others, they probably have a higher open rate, so it goes up to the 20%, 30%, even 40% sometimes. But it has a lower click-through rate. It's not about the click-through; it's about going on the newsletter and reading the news and just enjoying the news, and that's it. Like it should be self-sufficient on its own. While you have the click-through rate probably will drop down to 1 or 2% or even below 1%, and that's okay. But the open rate is the key thing for the news categories of these. So it depends. So for us, I think it will not be clear until at least we have like 100 subscribers to see what is happening. But I think it's manageable as long as you're growing organically. We're not gonna buy like any list of contacts or subscribers and whatnot. It should grow organically, and it should have a healthy open rate, I think, at all times.
Yeah. And you clean your list often too, right? So then that
Yeah.
makes the open rate typically, the percentage
Mhm.
hopefully is good. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, go
we
ahead.
don't do this immediately, but basically after 3 months or so, then you can start to, if someone subscribed and they're never opening, it's healthier to remove that kind of contacts
I
from the list.
It's funny because sometimes I'll get those reminders from newsletters I follow, and they say, "Hey, you haven't opened in a while, so we're assuming that you don't want to follow us anymore. So let us know that you actually want to stay on the list." And then usually that prompts me to actually say, "Yes, I still want to follow you. I
Mm.
don't open it often, but I still want to keep, subscribe to their newsletter." So it's kind of funny when that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do that.
That's a way to re-engage, and it's good. I don't know. I don't believe in it much. I think I don't know. If someone organically did not want to open up the newsletter, it's okay. Just let them go in peace. And then if they want, they can always resubscribe again. I'm not gonna push them and say, "Oh, well, what are you doing?" Like I hate pushy salespeople, so I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you're so funny.
Anyway,
Um, Well, okay. So one of the things you wanted to talk about too is subject line. And I implemented just a few things. Like for example, I really like it when the newsletters um numerate. So I that's one of the reasons why I just put in 01. But I know you probably wanted to kind of evaluate more the actual subject line because there's different strategies to make it work, right?
yeah. But let's. So, what was our subject line? Can you please share it?
I think I just said your local lifestyle news in 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, but that's, you see, that's a subject line for every newsletter we're going to send out, right? It's not about this week. I think you want to capture them with something that is interesting that happened in this newsletter. So maybe I would pick something like, I don't know, Messi in Miami. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah, like the Messi effect or
yeah, the
something.
Messi
Messi
effect.
effect and someone won big or someone won the lotto in Tallahassee.
Yeah,
Something
maybe.
along those lines.
Like something along these lines. And I don't know. Look at the Morning Brew kind of. They're really good in picking titles. Um, there's also something about the emojis in titles that actually it makes
Yes,
them stand out within emails because most business emails don't have that. So maybe that's a
right.
good idea. We do that all the time. Like we always use an emoji next to the title.
It's really
Um,
true. I mean, subject lines that are either short and catchy with an emoji tends to catch my eye faster
yeah.
just because it all blends in. And I follow at least, I don't know, maybe 10, 20, probably more. I have so
By
many
the
in my
way,
son.
when you write the subject line on MailChimp, it actually tells you if this is a good subject line or not. If you go beyond 9 words, it tells you, this is too long. If it doesn't have an emoji, it tells you, consider adding an emoji. So it does give you these hints.
Have you
Why?
found that that has helped you using their
Yeah,
tips?
yeah.
Cool. Cool. Sometimes I like to just ignore them.
I figured. I figured that you did not listen to one hint from MailChimp about the subject line, but no.
But they are
That,
smart. I mean, they're obviously collecting data. It's like their own form of AI, I guess, right?
no,
Uh
but they're
oh.
the experts. Like they've sent billions of emails. They know what works, what doesn't work, and they want you to succeed. So they want to help you make your email work. Why wouldn't you trust them?
I know. That's just my stubbornness. No, but it's true. It's true. No, that's great. Okay, so one of the other questions that I had to bring up, and nobody's watching live or anything, but it's okay. We do see people catching recordings later,
Yeah.
and this is all worth it to package up in a big highlight. But one of the things that I also wanted to ask you is like the giveaways. I noticed that even with Morning Brew, their tip is that they found that to be very successful. So at some point, we would love to do that. Either if it's Tallahassee swag, um, partner swag to do that as a giveaway to share the newsletter, and you probably you have other growth hacks and strategies too.
Mm. Listen, I love the idea of giveaways. I read the article by the Morning Brew, and if anyone is interested, it's an amazing article because it talks objectively about what are the different growth tactics and what is the cost of acquisition COA for each one of them. And it argues, that specific article argues that the giveaways gives you the best, the lowest cost of acquisition. And I agree. It didn't work for us in Jareed because we are working with a different system, so it's not as easy to send out the post for the same prices as here. Think about the giveaways that the Morning Brew gives out. The first giveaway is almost free. It's an additional newsletter, so that's free. That's actually zero costs. Second giveaway is stickers. Over here in the US, it's very easy to send out stickers over mail. That is not expensive at all. So by that time, you already have like what, three subscribers, three shares of people who confirm to subscribe to get the additional newsletter, and probably two additional shares to get stickers that are almost that really cost cents. So you already have five people, and it only costed like a few cents. So it makes sense. But once you go to the more expensive gifts, I don't know if it's going to be like it, you have to be smart with what you're doing. So, nevertheless, at the very least, for the first few gifts, I think we should be able to do it. What should
Okay,
be
awesome.
different, though, I think it's all about the designs. We have to design some really cool stickers. Like if we design some cool stickers, then we can definitely do that. Like if you refer five or four of your friends, then we can, I don't know, we will give you something as a gift. And these are
I'm
samples of the
Yeah,
gifts that we provide.
I know they also didn't they do like MacBook Pro? Like I felt like they gave away MacBook Pros as a prize.
Mm.
They also have swag, t-shirts, mugs. I think those are very popular. They said they had success with just very small items. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm even looking. I googled it really quick just to kind of see, and it looks like initially this is why it's really exciting to see that it's possible. And I liked how you said for today's goal, let's try to see if we get 10 subscribers. So we're very close to that goal. So we're almost, that was like one of those goals that I didn't know you wanted to accomplish until today or last night, but which
Yeah,
is fine because we're trying to growth hack to 1,000 by the fall. But looking at this article here, this guy analyzed the growth hack that they implemented, and Alex, the co-founder, Alex Lieberman, they said they sent it to 45 friends, and they got their first 300 subscribers by putting out flyers. They went to events. They started spreading the word at their university. And so from there, it grew to 1,000 people after 4 months. So
I don't know. I don't know about these numbers.
that's what it says. And then they didn't buy a list. I got to give credit to them for not buying a list. But at least for
No,
you,
of course
you
they
know,
didn't. I trust that they didn't buy a list, but I don't know about these numbers.
you have a similar goal that you want to grow in the fall to 1,000. So
Either we're in a different time where there is way many more newsletters, or they were incredibly good salespeople, which potentially they are. They're very good storytellers. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not that easy. You're not gonna send it. You're not gonna request 20 people to sign up and to share with friends, and that will end up with 300 people. It's not. The numbers aren't usually like this. Like, and I'm talking from experience. Like we've tried. Maybe I'm dealing with different culture of friends. Maybe my friends are not as good as Alex's friends. Maybe. But I encourage you to do that. Like, let's consider the numbers that he was saying. So he was saying he sent it to 45, and the 45 forwarded to 300 who subscribed, right? So potentially they sent it to way more than 300, but then 300 are the ones that subscribed, right?
Yeah, I
Are
see.
these the
This
numbers
is
that you
more of a
mentioned?
brief. This is somebody else's analysis, so I don't think this is him, necessarily, but maybe from
Ah, okay.
gathering different, stories, recordings, things like that. That's probably what they heard. But yeah, no, it took 4 months for them to grow to 1,000 people, and by then, I think they were one of the first to do it. Right. Besides, I think the Hustle also did their own version of growth hacking, and they were in the Silicon Valley community as well. Right. They had their connections in Silicon Valley.
Mm.
And I can't remember if Sam Parr. I have to look, but he's in Austin now, and he has his New York connections, and his I guess you could say podcast buddy, his bro, is from Silicon Valley. So they have their connections on both coasts, and I would imagine that they
No,
had
it's not.
used
It's
those
not
connections.
connection. Like we're not talking about projects that someone is gonna actually gonna lend you. Honestly, we're talking about the mass target and whether people will sign up or not. I'll tell you what
Right.
really made a difference for us. By the way, we got to 1,000 in 6 months. So now this number makes sense. Yeah, when you tell me, okay, we got to 1,000 in 4 months, 6 months. Yes, I understand that. Now, but I'll tell you how it worked with us. With us, it was very slow in the beginning. Like, seriously, the first email was sent to 20 people, probably the second email 22, 23, 24. Honestly, it was so slow in the beginning. Then, all of a sudden, one influencer says, I found out about Jareed. Jareed is amazing, and that influencer has like 50,000 followers, and all of a sudden, boom, I have 100 new subscribers. And then
Cool.
it still remains the same 121, 122, 123. Then all of a sudden another influencer talks about it, and boom, we have 200 subscribers. So what I found, influencers are really really important, but give this some time at least, because influencers need to understand what is good about the newsletter, what is not good, which means at least they have to read it two, three, 4 times. With Jareed, with the daily newsletter, that was easy to achieve within a week. But with CityClips, I don't know, this is going to be different. If it's going to be only one
Yeah.
newsletter every week, so I don't know, will it take 3 weeks for someone to understand what CityClips value proposition is and then to start to talk about it to friends?
Yeah. No, I mean, I would imagine it's going to be kind of slow too. And it is a smaller market. The other thing, I mean, unless we actually do a reach of more than, beyond North Florida, which I would imagine we are, because I'm going to be sharing it to my network. And LinkedIn is, for me, is like a national reach. So that's what I want people to be following North Florida outside of North Florida. So just to kind of keep up to date with things that's happening
Mm,
up here.
yeah. And it's additional brand awareness because remember, this is only the beginning. The whole idea is that CityClips, we can replicate it for different cities.
Right. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Like, let's wait for the first person who will say, "Oh, I wish this we had something like this for our city," and then we'll see. Perfect. Let's go.
Yes.
Um,
Is there anything you want to add or highlight? Because I think we covered a good amount. And oh yeah, accountability.
well,
Next newsletter, we're going to schedule it out. Yeah, right. Like I'm just going to follow the same process. I customized my InnoReader feed, so
how is it,
I've
by the
just
way? You never told me. How is it?
oh, I love it. Like
Great.
I had a lot of fun doing that, and then I was able to skim through a lot of news. So now it's like just feeding in articles for me, so I can just quickly skim through and not have to click
Nice.
on a ton of links, which I love.
Mm.
And then I also have, my other list of resources that I can just like check out if there's anything happening that we don't know about. Like the other day, yesterday, I didn't know that there's something happening on August 1st. I was like, I didn't see any kind of promo on this.
Mm.
I
Nice.
think it's a concert. It's another concert. I was like, wow, that would have been. We can still promote it in the next newsletter, actually. So I'll have to Google that.
Okay. Do you think we
Yeah,
can go to twice a week soon, or do you not want?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's my goal to get into that routine starting this week. So my goal is to publish the second one on Thursday.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. Okay,
So I'll
perfect.
try to get you a draft tomorrow.
Nice. Okay. I think my focus will be on two things. My one of the first I will start to talk to the technical team about how can we get the website up and running so that we take all of the articles or whatever we publish, we take it to the website. This is one. Second of all is the growth. Talking about growth hacks is nice, but honestly, we have to set some goals for us. Like when do we want to achieve the 1,000? When do we want to achieve the 10,000?
Right.
And how do we want to go there? And what are the milestones? And what methods are we gonna apply, whether paid or non-paid? And we should discuss this in more details, like potentially, okay, if we're gonna do giveaways, when can we design them? When can we print them? Where are we gonna keep them? The logistics. How are we gonna
Yeah.
count who referred who? Like there's a lot of details to be discussed, but if we want to go through other growth, but anyway, the end goal of all of this is what is the target that we want to achieve, how are we going to get there, paid versus unpaid, and um, the plan to start executing so we don't start to lose time without getting our growth targets.
Right. That sounds like a strategic plan, Ollie.
Okay, yeah, that's exciting.
I mean, like we can do our own abbreviated version. It's so funny how people invest into these books and nobody uses anything in the strategic plan. And you know all about that, don't you?
uh, it's just a goal. Set a goal and go after it, but know what the goal
Yes.
is, just so
Let's
you
get
know
it
what.
done. We're doing it in reverse. Not much planning, just doing it.
Yeah, sometimes that works.
It's a lot of fun though. This is great.
It is. طيب, okay, sounds good.
Thank you
Uh,
so much. I'll see you backstage to have a quick chat. And everyone, subscribe on cityclips.net. Thanks for all your support. Bye.